Does the computer say they're going to be successful? I mean, the Bible says, the mark of the beast, no man will be buy or sell without the number of his name, without his number, without is Bitcoin the mark of the beast? You think they're going to be successful? That's my question. Just a computer, or you don't?
This is what's bringing this whole thing down. All right, our computer basically shows that this is the collapse of Republican forms of government. All right, republics are the world's worst form of government, period. Why? Because you can't bribe a monarch and you can't bribe a dictator, but you can bribe everybody in a representative form of government. All right.
That's why Jesus Christ has to come back. You won't be able to bribe him. You won't be able to bribe Christ Jesus. Anyway, I just had to get that in there. It's funny, but it's true.
Look, a democracy, look, they claim we live in a democracy, and that's propaganda too. A democracy, we should have the right to vote. Shall we go to war with Russia? Yes or no? Nobody asks us.
Everybody would vote no on that.
They just order it, and then if we don't show up, they throw us in prison as a draft dodger. Everything they do is a dictatorial process, and they basically do nothing but bullshit us and say, "Oh, you live in a democracy." Just the Pledge of Allegiance. What's it say? And the republic for which it stands. Doesn't say democracy.
So you think that I'm gonna get in? So you think that the United States, the form of government we have now, is going down the tubes?
Yes, there's no question about it.
What's going to replace it?
I'm hoping it's going to be more of a direct democracy. Look, Schwab knows what our model is. His great reset is our 2032. He's just trying to push it in his direction. Total, absolute control. That's what this whole digital currency is about. I can tell you that the IMF already has its own digital currency prepared, and they expect to replace the dollar.
Wow! Whoa! What are they going to replace? Is this what the? I'm sorry. They're going to replace the dollar with what?
IMF digital coin, not Bitcoin or anything else. They're not going to allow some. Look, Bitcoin could never replace the dollar. Why? All right, because it's fixed quantity. All right, that's what brought down Bretton Woods. They fixed gold at $35, but they kept increasing the amount of dollars that they were printing. Eventually, the whole system went bust. All right, you can't do that. All right, the money supply has to grow with population at least. All right, and with an economic boom. Plus, they don't understand. All right, if there's a building, and let's say it's worth $10 million, I own it, I sell it to you. You're an American. Doesn't change the money supply. However, I sell it for $10 million, and someone from Britain comes in to buy it. What happens? He just brought in British pounds, increased the domestic money supply, which is then converted to dollars. You cannot, the central bank does not create dollars by itself.
I got to ask you about, you had said this a long time ago, another one of your predictions. And you said, the U.S. is going to be the last man standing. Don't worry about the stock market now. Money is going to come in. And when I was watching Fox Business, and China's not doing well, they're having to, stimulate their economy. Europe is a basket case. And I heard one of the analysts going, and he's from over in London. He says, everybody in the world thinks the United States is the best place to invest money. With all this AI and all this innovation and Trump coming in and blah blah blah. Is that coming true right now? Money is flooding into the United States.
Yes, it comes in. You have the Trump effect, but two, you have war. All right. The United States was bankrupt in 1896. It's when J.P. Morgan had to lend $100 million to bail out the Treasury in gold. All right. By the end of World War I, we were the financial capital of the world. Britain lost it. By the end of World War II, we had 76% of the entire world official gold reserves.
Wow.
All right, that's what made the dollar the reserve currency. All right, Europe defaulted, blew itself up so many times. Look, if tanks are running down the street blowing up banks, are you going to leave your money there? You move it. That's what happens.
So I got to get a yes or no answer on the computer. Are we going to have war with Russia or not?
Yes.
Oh, when?
They're going to try and start. My concern is that Putin is smart. He understands what's going on. And that Trump is not going to be supporting any kind of a war. So what they're doing now, with weeks left, you have Biden sending long-range missiles. Go ahead, attack Moscow if you want. Do whatever you want. Zelensky's just, Zelensky is our puppet. He's our Hezbollah, as Hezbollah is to Iran. He's our Hezbollah. He just does what he's told. All right. I can tell you. I mean, in May there was an attempted assassination on him by a Ukrainian. I have spoken to Ukrainians, and I'll put it bluntly. They said if he was on fire, they wouldn't piss on this guy until he was dead. They view him as an absolute traitor. There was a peace deal. Boris Johnson hopped on the plane, said you're not allowed to have peace. That made the front page newspapers in Ukraine. All right. From the Ukrainian perspective, they're not allowed to even seek peace without permission from Blinken and the Biden White House.
That is so evil. I hate it for the people in Ukraine. I mean, they're going to be left with some women and some kids.
This is what's going on. Our computer shows that I've shown arrays for countries, etc. The only one that it goes flatline on is Ukraine.
Oh boy!
It's just going to die. I mean, they're destroying the absolute country. And Zelensky stood up and says, oh, it's going to be the biggest investment opportunity in Europe in history. Yeah, go ahead, Russia. Please destroy everything you can so I can get $1 trillion to rebuild everything and to get his cut. I mean, look, this is...
There's going to be no men left. There's going to be no fathers. I mean, this
all the time. I mean, this is pointless. What are you fighting for? The Donbass has been occupied by Russians for hundreds of years. Most people do not realize Khrushchev, all right, how did he rise to power? He is the one that was in charge of rebuilding Kiev after World War II. His successor, Brezhnev, was also born in the Donbass.
That's where they fought most of the battles in World War II, in Ukraine. Yeah, I mean, I know it got into 20 miles or 10 miles from Moscow. But anyway, so when is this going to happen? Can you give us handicap us with when is this going to happen? What should we be doing here watching this horror show happen?
I am concerned that they are trying to create some sort of a false flag and then say, oh, see, Putin did this, blah, blah, blah. You just had a German minister come out and actually had the audacity to say, maybe we can invoke Article 5 of the NATO treaty on a hybrid attack. Oh, you hacked our computers, so therefore that's justification to invoke Article 5 and let's start World War III.
Wow.
These people are... Look, I've spoken to 3 governments over there. I am sick of them. I mean, they are...
Have you spoke to them? Anyway, have you spoke to them recently?
Yeah. They're all so pro-war. It's like, it's crazy. Absolutely insane.
Can you tell us what countries?
No, I can't, but...
Big countries.
Yes. But, I mean, look, this is just getting to be... they're off the wall.
Is this why Macron's government failed? Macron's government, because everybody's pissed about you pushing us to war. Macron was going to send troops. So this is why France is a basket case and the government just collapsed.
Same thing with Trump. One day after his election, the German government fell. I mean, this is it. And then Schultz hops on a plane, goes over to Zelensky. We're your strongest supporter. We're going to give you 650 million euros this month. For what? They know they cannot, Ukraine cannot defeat Russia.
So what should we be doing if they're going to, your computer is saying war, and I'm not going to bet against it. When are they going to get this going before Trump?
They're trying to do it, honestly, before Trump even takes office.
So I want to get into this false flag. So could they let off a nuke in downtown Philadelphia or something and kill 1 million people? I mean, I don't want that to happen. I'd love people in Philadelphia.
No, I don't think they would do something like that. But
they're going to do some evil crap to get this thing going, and then say, "Oh, look, the Russians did it."
Yeah, they want to attack anything in NATO in Europe, and then blame it on Russia. The last time Article 5 was invoked was for 9/11. That's what got everybody to invade Iraq. That was all, made up nonsense as well. Weapons of mass destruction that never existed. These people have never told the truth about any war, period. Why anybody even listens to them is beyond me.
I'm sorry, I got to ask. I'm sorry, go ahead. Forgive me.
No, go ahead.
I mean, you're Martin Armstrong. You're in demand all over the world, okay? So, I mean, that's just a statement of fact. You're able to talk to heads of states of big European countries with militaries. I'll just leave it at that. So they're not going to talk to the dumbest guy in the tool shed. Hey, what do you think, Martin? You're an idiot. You're not an idiot. You're a highly connected person. Okay, so I'm setting you up because I want people to understand. Listen to this now. Listen to what he's saying. And you're saying you have 2 years of food. Holy cow! I mean, how bad is it for you, Martin Armstrong, to say, no, I got 2 years of food? What in the hell's going on? I mean, this is soon, right?
Look, I am concerned. I do not see the Trump administration as 4 years of bliss. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Okay.
The computer is showing from 26 on. It does not look good, particularly going into 27, 28. This may be our last election. You have people, oh, look at that, martial law in South Korea. Oh, isn't that horrible? Well, hello. Zelensky declared martial law in Ukraine. There's no elections. As long as the war keeps going, there's martial law, and he doesn't have to stand for election. Nobody can get rid of this guy. Just look at what's actually going on.
You think we'll have, Larry Klayman thought this too. He says after the election, the crap is going to hit he said the shit's going to hit the fan. He says after he's sworn in, it's really going to get heated. Is that what your computers are saying too?
Yes. I mean, look, you have the neocons all signed up for Camilla. All right. You had Dick Cheney endorsing her. I mean, Dick Cheney would invade, Canada to get 2 Russians. I mean, Liz Cheney. These are people that cannot sleep at night without hating somebody. Their solution is war, war, war. That's it. They are imperialists. They really are.
The food thing, the 2 years of food. Should everybody be getting food? What should people be doing?
I would make sure you have rice, things of this nature, pasta that will last for some time, because you're also looking at shortages and things of this nature. Europe is blowing itself apart.